Broadcasting Service.
Let me hit record real quick.
The fingerprints on your screen look like an entire landscape.
Shh, be quiet.
Well, you're not going to want to use this audio.
Shh. Starting.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello,
Is it
ladies
time?
and gentlemen. Welcome to the latest episode of PBS, Pleb Broadcasting Service.
Woo!
How are you doing today?
Hey, doing pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah, doing pretty
That
good.
was PBS.
We'll see you next week. Oh man.
So what are we talking about today?
Let's go into our sponsors. First, we want to thank Voltage. Voltage, as you know, is the leading. Is it the leading lightning infrastructure
Probably.
company in the space? I would say, right? Who else is competing with them?
Some of the people who I imagine to be competing with them tell me they're not. The name that comes to mind is Blockspace, but I think
Are they?
Oh, I said so once, and then they were like, "No, we're not competing."
Okay, well, there you go. Use Voltage.
Use Voltage.
There's no competition
Not
other
even
than
anything.
Voltage. No, they're great. I think I just saw Nate on Bolt.fun doing a podcast there. So check out that. They do all kinds of workshops. You have really great friends there. Stellar team. Really inexpensive full notes. Right?
What?
Yeah. There you go. You heard it
I
here
was
first.
thinking about Blockspaces again.
But yeah, check it out.
Great. Do we have a second sponsor?
No, I still got one sponsor.
Okay.
Yeah. How's y'all's week?
Are you asking the audience?
I'm asking the audience here.
Oh, the live audience.
Pretty good.
What was the best
What
part?
was the best part this week?
ABC last night was pretty fun.
Yeah. You want to come talk about it?
I can talk about it. I was there.
Yeah, talk about it. How was it?
It was great. There was a panel with Matt Hill and two other people, Marty Bent and
Oh wow.
who was the third person on the panel? And they talked about
Pierre Rochard.
Pierre Rochard. They talked
Oh,
about
Pierre was there too.
They talked about mining. They talked about transaction fees. They talked about sovereign computing. They talked about independent transaction verification and blockchain downloading and initial block downloads and all sorts of stuff. It was really good. And then
Nice.
Matt Hill gave a presentation about the Start9 Labs computer, the embassy, and a little demo of using Ghost with BTC Pay, which was
nice.
cool. Marty did that, and then they took Q&A. So it was
amazing.
wonderful. That was what it was. That's a good summary. That's a good summary. Were there any questions? No. It said, were there any?
It sounds like you're going. It sounds like you're going somewhere with this.
Then a faithful audience member who wants to get me in trouble, very loyally, wants to know what question I asked at the event, and I asked Matt Hill why, if his company is really serious about helping people be sovereign computing people, why they're shipping out Raspberry Pis, which is like a toy computer, like for babies. And
Raspberry
he
Pis
said-
are for babies?
Yes.
Like real babies?
Like if you go to Toys R Us, they sell them there because
I
they're
didn't know that.
designed for teaching children how computers work. I made that fact up. It's false. But I did actually find one in like the children's educational section of a Target once. Anyway, they're toy computers. They're not meant for doing anything serious. But a lot of Bitcoin companies are using them because a long time ago somebody demonstrated as a proof of concept that the Bitcoin software is so lightweight you can run it on something as small as a Raspberry Pi. And then people started making products out of that for some reason, which is really weird. So these guys do that, and I was like, isn't that kind of dumb? Like you're not going to influence sovereign computing by using Raspberry Pis, which are toys. And he said, well, the operating system's free and open source. You can download it and run it on whatever hardware you want. We're just offering people a $300 option, and there's not that many $300 computers out there other than a Pi. So
No.
that was, yeah, which was a good answer. Like, yeah, just
Yeah,
run
I've
it
been
on
saying-
something beefier if you
I've
want
been
to
saying it for a while though. We as Bitcoiners need to start making our own hardware. I've been saying that for a year. And,
nonstop.
It sounds like
He's not even said anything else.
it can be done. It sounds like the two companies that are trying to do it are CoinKite and Foundation. Like they're making actual hardware. Now, how can that ever be like something that could run like a you know, like a something as beefy as like a Raspberry Pi or like a Start9
Could it ever run?
operating
Could you
system.
ever Raspberry Pi.
You know what I mean? Like, could it ever run like a Start9 operating system or something else like that? I don't know, but I think we need more Bitcoin companies making hardware.
I can agree with that. I second that sentiment.
Yeah.
Well, no. If you want something, go do it. Car, don't ask other
I've been
people to
saying
do
it.
your stuff.
Yeah, yeah. That's definitely where I would go
Maybe it's
to.
where-
If I ever like PlebLab blew up in flames, I would definitely go out and try to make a hardware company.
That could be a PlebLab project. If anyone wants to come and build hardware at PlebLab, applications are open.
because it's something hard, but it's something significant that has the most impact. I always like doing stuff like that.
What about hardware?
Yeah, I thought about it, but I have no experience to bring, so
One of our audience members has considered doing this. Would you like to come up and talk about it?
that's all I got.
That's all she got. She's thought about it.
No, I definitely think Start9 is well on its way though. I hope at some point they do get into hardware and they start doing that. That would be kind of cool. But
Yep. Or
yeah,
use one of the
it's-
open source chipsets.
But the fact that they're out there doing it,
and he said-
I met Matt before. He's a really nice guy,
Yes.
and he's so smart. Just the way he looks at things, and
my spicy comment was not my opinion on the.
well, that's just
it
you
didn't
being
reflect my
that's just
opinion
you
on their
being-
company, which
that's
is
just
great.
you being adversarial.
Yes.
You're just constantly like that.
Everyone there was just giving him softball questions, and he needed a hardball one to show that he could hold up under pressure.
Totally can, yeah.
And he could. He's good. He had a good answer.
Bitcoiners ask the hard questions.
So, what is the next topic we want to cover today?
Talk about the LND stuff. What's going on with the LND bug?
LND broke. LND pooped the bed. Somebody put out another Taproot transaction that was non-standard, and it broke LND again. Same guy who did the last one did the latest one, or did the previous one. So it worked. LND broke, which was his goal. So yeah, then they fixed it.
Yeah.
End of story.
Were you surprised that it happened again, or are you kind of?
Yeah, I was. I assumed that when they patched it the first time, they would have. They did. I assumed fix any related bugs, and this is like another version of this. My understanding is another version of the same bug. Like they're not properly parsing Taproot transactions. So there might be still a bug out there. Maybe it's just going to be a continuous stream of new bugs.
Just because of the Taproot implementation, or like what part? Just
I really don't know enough to say.
yeah,
It's not.
okay.
Yeah, but yeah, they fixed it though, so that's nice.
Dang. What are you over under 3 months?
What?
Next bug.
I
Next LND bug. Do you think it's over? It won't happen until over 3 months. Under 3 months.
fewer. I suspect fewer.
Really?
Yeah.
How many weeks?
Between 4 and 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you think within 2 months we'll have another LND bug?
Before 2 months.
Before 2 months.
Would be my guess.
Is that bullish or bearish?
I don't know. It doesn't
Is that bullish lightning?
One of the nice
or
things
bearish?
about
I
the
feel like
lightning.
that's bullish lightning.
One of the nice
Finding
things
all
about
these
the
bugs
Lightning
in the bear
Network is
market.
it's not as important as the Bitcoin network. And so if you have a bug in an implementation of Lightning, it's just like it doesn't really affect anyone except users of that implementation. So
Yeah. When frightening network.
I don't know. Well, excuse me. I was working on this project. I worked on this project called the Frightening Network, which was my rewrite of the Lightning Network from scratch. And I put it on GitHub in its latest state. In its current state, you can, on reg test only, you can spin up two frightening nodes, connect them together, and make payments or create a channel, and then make a payment from one person to the other, a single payment, and then force close your channel. And this is so technically it works. That is all you need in order to say you have a functioning Lightning network. But yeah, that is its current state.
But what
I
was
need
the
to
plan
finish
for
at
it
some
though,
point.
Super? What was the plan for it? You wanted to
I want my own Lightning network with my own rules. That's what I
okay.
want. And so the Frightening Network is eventually, hopefully, going to be that when I get around to working on it again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Could be fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, audience questions. Is that where we're at? Or
I don't
too
know.
early?
It's free form.
Super, what's your most favorite t-shirt that you own?
A valued audience member wonders what's my favorite T-shirt. It's probably my tiger shirt.
Really? Where is that tiger shirt?
I wore it a couple days ago.
It's a beauty.
That was the wrong answer.
The valued audience member
you
is the
wanted
person
this
who
shirt to
made
be
this
the favorite
PlebLab
one?
T-shirt, and they wanted me to answer that this is my favorite T-shirt. This one's up there, but it's not my favorite. Every time.
What's your second favorite?
The plain gray. I'm kidding. This is my second favorite. This is my second favorite T-shirt.
It's the tiger shirt, plain gray, and then now this.
I was just kidding. The plain gray is not my favorite. Second favorite.
What a jerk.
Or do you want to go to the movies later?
This is a
Oh, yeah.
stupid question.
It's not even a question.
What movie are you going to see?
The Airbnb movie.
What's that about?
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. What is it about, Keon? Airbnb?
Not scary, Kia.
I imagine it's about Keon talking to the neighbors.
No one watching wants to know what movie we're gonna go see later. That's a boring topic.
It is a boring topic.
Is it sponsored or like?
Probably
Do they
not.
sponsor PBS?
I think it's like a haunted house.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Keon
I
said
think
it's
it's
Airbnb.
specifically Airbnb.
It's like Keon's like.
But that seems like it's a trademark.
Look what I found on Walmart.
Like, is it? It's
Shut up.
Really? You can buy. Should I show the audience?
Did you see what he found on Walmart?
So I found this on Walmart. Can you see that on there?
Can you see that on there?
This is the Walmart website.
Yeah, you can kind of see it.
You can buy a new ant miner on Walmart, which is pretty cool.
Wait, how much do they go for everywhere else?
$3,600. Well, I don't know what elsewhere. On Walmart, you
What's
can buy
the
one
price
for
for it?
$3,600.
We don't have any
pretty sweet.
mining heads here.
That is an excellent priced space heater. Buy one, plug it in, warm your house, make some sats.
Are you buying one right now?
Maybe.
There's a guy named Marcus I was talking to last night at ABC who wants to bring an amp miner, or a miner here, plug it in.
So
Sounds good to me.
my tent had an ant in it last night, and when I laid down, this ant started crawling on my back, and so now I want an ant miner so I can cook him.
It probably wasn't a single ant in your tank.
It was a beetle, but yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Beetles.
Like a fabricated story then.
No, it was mostly fabricated. I just used ant as a synonym for beetle because an ant is a type of beetle. Maybe I made that up too.
Yeah.
Making up facts left and right here, ladies and gentlemen. That is what I'm doing.
How did you find that ant miner on the Walmart thing? Or were you just
Someone posted about it on Twitter.
Oh,
and
wow.
I clicked it and it was definitely there.
who?
Documenting Bitcoin.
Oh, posted it. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I forget who. I don't think it was.
There's another guy too, but I saw that.
Oh, that's what we can talk about. How's your Nostr November treating you, Super?
Oh, yeah, that is something we can talk about. The guy I saw was Corey Swan, is who posted it. Nostr November is going terribly. I'm not participating.
You stopped participating already?
I didn't start participating.
No, you definitely started on Tuesday.
No.
Yeah, Tuesday. Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You started in the morning. You're like, yeah, I can't wait, and then maybe you stopped.
Yeah, I
But
couldn't.
You did.
I couldn't wait for Nostr November, but I wasn't doing it.
Ah.
Are
It's like-
you off Twitter? You're doing
I'm doing Nostr November, but let's hear. Let's hear.
It- Bro.
Do you think Twitter's still gonna be here when you come back?
I don't know. Well, let him tell you this part first. So, tell
I
him the part that you're about to Nostr November experience.
Nostr's been down. Like,
Nostr's been like, dude, like
it's been terrible. The first day.
the first day
of
was
Nostr,
great.
There was no problems.
It was great.
Day 2 of Nostr November,
Got worse fast.
because somebody spammed it.
Somebody spammed it.
Somebody spammed the Damus relay, which is the one everyone uses, and basically there was spam going back and forth all day.
And then everybody came on board. A lot of people came that day, like new users, right? And then and then yesterday I was sick. What?
It's just a,
I could tell because it was melee.
yeah.
Hey, what
there's a
happened?
Smash tournament happening.
So
Any ideas about who, like,
it was me. I was the spammer.
So it turns out this guy was spamming from
Yeah.
PlebLab.
Yeah, I
The
actually
biggest,
got
the guy who made
PlebLab's
Enigma.
IP address.
The
spammed.
guy who made Enigma is the same guy who's
Second
spamming
most
the
popular
NOS.
client.
Like, what is going on here?
Well, I wanted to.
How many brains do you have?
We've talked in Nostr. We've talked for a long time about we have no spam prevention things involved. Like we have nothing to stop spam. So I was like, well, this is a good time to do it. Everyone's trying Nostr for the first time. Let's make it a terrible experience. So I just started spamming the same thing over and over again, and it worked. Like the relay. that
tell
was
him
spamming
tell the audience.
started banning IP addresses. He banned first he banned my pub key. So I made this key rotation thing where I generate a new pub key every 10 messages, every 10 spam messages.
He didn't tell any of us here. that he was doing this. I would have pulled
then-
his plug. I would have pulled it.
And then he banned our IP address, which was bad because no
Yeah.
one here could post on Nostr then. Well, at least not on the Damas relay. So he banned our IP address, and so I went on tour, and every time he would ban one of my IP addresses, I'd just click Create New Circuit, which gives you a new IP address. And at the end, he had to ban the entirety of the Tor network to stop me. And that did stop me. So now, yeah.
This
Spam
is why
is
we
done.
don't. This is why we
No
don't have
more
nice
spam.
things.
But he
Super.
didn't have an easy tool for banning spammer IP addresses, and now he does.
So you attacked Matt Hill this week. You attacked Thomas this week. What else are you gonna attack this week?
We'll see. The Lightning Network got taken down this week.
Lightning Network got taken down this week. Yeah, a lot of stuff.
That was all sponsored by PlebLab.
No, it wasn't.
And all of it was sponsored by
No,
PlebLab.
it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it
Voltage
wasn't.
is the main.
Oh, who's here?
We didn't eat as much pizza.
Oh,
Whoa.
wait, what happened? What happened? You got pizza instead?
What? No
Rapolos.
way.
That's like his favorite.
So that is. If
Yeah,
you're
we
not
want a
here
slice.
for PlebLab's regular PBS live show,
We usually have tacos.
you're missing out on pizza today.
Switching it up this week.
Hey, did you know that he spammed the Nostr? We just found this out. He spammed the Nostr.
I know he was the guy.
Why did you say anything?
I tried to blackmail.
When did you find
I tried to
out?
make everyone think it was him.
When? That same day?
Well, he kind of had the grin on his face. I'm like, it was you, wasn't it? He's like, yeah.
So, there you go.
So how was your November?
It's going terrible. It's going really terrible.
The first day was great.
First day was
I
amazing.
just love that I'm going all month on Nostr. The first day he hacks it.
Well,
It's
it's
not
fixed
good,
now.
super.
We actually have spam prevention tools now, so that it was a successful attack. That was his purpose.
What do you mean we have spam prevention tools?
We now have code written for easily blacklisting malicious IP addresses
Oh.
from Nostr relays, which is good.
But
That's not the final solution. The final solution is, well, I probably don't know, but I imagine something to do with sats, like pay sats to
yeah,
post.
I think we
Pay
need
to
a.
post?
I think we need a similar model like Stacker News on there.
I agree. Stacker News is a great model. So,
Yeah.
uh,
How long do you think it'll take him to do that?
on Nostr?
Yeah. Or no, on Damas.
Well, I don't think he's going to do it himself, and I think what's going to happen is that someone, and it might be me, is going to write a relay that has some kind of subscription model where like you have to pay to post on that relay,
Oh.
and then if that happens, then I think he would probably adopt it if it was only if it was successful though.
Oh wait, so you're saying
out
like hang on, so you're saying that all the relays would be charging per
Well,
node?
it would never be all of them. Some of them would do it for free, but I think that the ones that are going to last are the ones who have an incentive to keep their relay going. And to me, an obvious one is payments.
So like a Nostr sat relay,
Yeah, make it similar to Stacker News, where
NSR.
posts cost a sat, likes cost a sat, stuff like that. Yeah, well,
Yeah,
clearly it was
Nick's
easy to take down.
Nick's
so.
the biggest Nostr bear in this lab.
So, do you want to come up and talk with me about why
eating
Nostr's
pizza.
the worst thing ever?
He's eating pizza right now.
He's eating food. So,
How's the pizza? Where'd you guys get it at? Rapolos?
Rapolos.
Yeah, dude, that's a really good spot.
We'll have lunch for tomorrow when we're producing, recording,
Oh,
acting,
nice.
evangelizing.
Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna be doing some acting in PlebLab.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, that looks really good.
Hi, Keon.
Hey, Keon. Did you know he was the one Do you know he was the one that was spamming Nostr? Can
It
you
was
believe
me.
it?
It was me.
This
all
whole
along.
time.
Yeah. Well, but it worked. It got what I wanted. So
Now when I go on,
no,
no,
I
everybody
mean
else cleaned up his mess.
he banned all of Tor. That was the fix. Because I was using Tor to create new IP addresses, and so he just was like everything on Tor is banned.
LND for like 10 cents an hour, you could get a new IP address.
Yeah, but so the real fix though was that he made an easy like button he can click to like identify a spammer's IP address and add it to a blacklist. Which is what we needed. We needed that in order to. That's like a basic spam prevention tool.
Sounds like censorship to me.
It is. Yeah, but that's the nice thing is that individual relays can censor, and they need the ability to do that in order to create good communities, and then people who don't like the censorship policies of one relay can go to another one, because that's freedom.
Yeah.
You don't have a really free network if you can't control who posts on it.
Oh wow, he added inline videos now. Oh wait, no, he didn't. Oh, that's a bummer.
So what do you have if you can't control the posts? It's not free. What is it?
It is if you it's like fascism. If you can't control, if you have a service like, let's say, a relay, and you're not allowed to stop people you don't want to post on there, like if someone's forcing you to let them be there, you don't really have control over your hardware. It's like
Are you saying like an individual or the person who's like administrating?
The relay.
the administrator.
No matter what, he runs the relay.
That's kind of like an inversion of like freedom and fascism.
Well, you want to come up and talk about it?
No,
Yeah,
I
so
think it's a-
there's two sides to freedom. In any network where you're using someone else's resources, for the user, they feel like they're not free unless they get to do whatever they want with that person's service. But for the person who owns the service, who owns the relay, they're not free unless they can stop that person. Like there's two people involved.
You read Jameson Lopp's SMTP, how SMTP failed?
Yeah, I did. That
I mean,
was really
same
cool.
thing's gonna happen in Nostr, just way quicker.
We will see, because they didn't have Bitcoin back when. A valued audience member pointed out that Jameson Lopp put a blog post today about the history of the downfall of the simple mail transfer protocol. Austin's laughing. Is it because I called him a valued audience member? Apparently, Austin doesn't think Nick has value, but I think Nick has value.
See, like,
Anyway, Jameson Law put out this blog post about the history of the demise of the simple mail transfer protocol and how it became centralized garbage. And it's a cool post. So Nick pointed out that the same thing is obviously happening to Nostr right now, as evidenced by...
Protocol was too simple,
Because it was...
just like Nostr.
He said it's because the protocol was too simple. I don't think that's why it was. I think it is because in the absence of a good standardized way to block spam, administrators used ad hoc methods such as just blacklisting ranges of IP addresses, which is exactly what happened yesterday.
I mean, there's a reason the remailers and the hashcash didn't work.
He said there's a reason why the remailers didn't work. The remailers did work. They stopped. One of the features of the old email system before it was taken over by a few big companies was that anyone who ran email works along the by forwarding mail from one node to another, very similar to how Nostr does it. And there used to be a bunch of people who ran these things called open relays, but they stopped because spammers would use them to send spam from person to person. So like Gmail and Microsoft and AOL blocked these open relays, which also had no incentive to run them.
Just like Nostr.
But that's to me that's the difference, is that with Nostr you can build, because Bitcoin exists now, you can build an incentive to run the relays. No one's done it yet, but I think people would use it, because people use Stacker News even though you have to pay, and I think they will use paid Nostr relays as well. Because he makes money.
Yeah, because he makes money.
If the open relays had made money by open relaying, I think they would have kept running them. Anyway, we may have exhausted. I know we haven't exhausted this topic. There's still controversy. Come on up, Nick. You can do controversy with me. This is fun. I can't keep on just telling the audience what you're saying. It's tedious.
Let's do it next week. I need to read up more on Jack Dorsey's protocol because I'm more bullish on that.
Okay.
I'll come up and we can talk about this, and I want to talk about Tor.
Okay.
sounds good. See y'all next week.
I want you to talk about George.
All right, we got a new guest. Thank you, Carr. And say hello to Austin, the man behind the PlebDev course. Yeah. I don't know how to introduce you yet.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Cool. Hi, Austin.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing good.
come here
Eating
often?
some pizza. I do. I come here more often than you know, than others.
Do you want to come see a movie with us later?
I do want to see it. It's the Airbnb horror movie.
Horror, yes.
Yeah, it's Keon's nightmare.
He saw it and recommended it. So.
Oh, okay.
Nice. What do you? He's Austin is a valued audience member and now co-host who wanted to talk about Tor. Wants to talk about Tor.
So yeah, I'm just like wondering where like Tor is so important. We rely on it a lot, especially in Lightning, in order to have like private Lightning use. Not having Lightning nodes and channels up on the clear net where you can be probed. Of course, you can still be probed on private channels as well. But anyway, we rely very much on Tor, and Tor is being attacked. There's no incentive to run Tor relay nodes.
Mm-hmm.
There's no incentive to run Tor
it's
exit
exactly
nodes.
It's exactly like Nostr and like
Nostr,
SMTP.
and so that's what
Yeah.
y'all were making me think of this. What is the solution to that? Like, how do we and it's the same vein. Like, how do we incentivize people to run relay nodes in Nostr? How do we incentivize people to run Lightning nodes? How do we incentivize people to run Tor relay nodes?
There's a guy on the internet who spins up a Tor relay every time you pay him in sats. Like you send in $5 in sats, he'll spin up. I'm not sure what the amount is. He'll spin up a Tor relay. The very existence of Bitcoin has changed the incentives of these things. There are more Tor relays than there have ever been now, because of Bitcoin.
Well, that's been my simple thought.
I also made that fact up. That's a new fact.
That's been my simple thought for a while. Like, first hearing about the issues in Tor, like 2 years ago, I was like, oh, well, don't micropayments fix this? And like, that's why Hashcash was created. Like, people have been thinking about this for a long time, but apparently it's not that simple.
But there's only one guy running Tor relays who takes payment for it, as far as I'm aware. There probably are others. There's only one that I know of. I suppose any VPS does it too. So VPSs, you pay for them, and then you can put a Tor relay on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, the existence of paid services like that allows them to proliferate, and it's not something that existed in the early internet.
Yeah. It'd be cool to see more stuff like that, and to see even like OpenSats contribute to that. Because you're not getting a direct benefit from that. It's kind of it's a hard sell in a lot of ways, unless you want to sustain the Tor network and you want to add nodes with your own money, but you're not really benefiting directly from that.
I would like to see a Tor relay that has conditional logic where it will only relay your message if it comes with a payment for that operator.
Yeah.
On a message by message basis. That would be cool to see if that would work.
Yeah. I asked on Twitter about this and like, what are the solutions? And Nifty said onion routing or onion messages over the Lightning network. But I know that you and other people think differently about that, because like the inconsistencies of Lightning payments making it. But it is already an onion routed network where you have to pay to go from channel to channel, a small fee. So it's like that infrastructure is in place. Why couldn't we grow the Lightning network and improve it to where it's stable enough to where we could do a lot of our Tor use cases on it? I
would like to see a version of Tor that is paid using Lightning, but I would not like to see the Lightning network itself become that. I like the Lightning network being a thing for payments, personally. Now, this is also not a network that I control. I'm just running one node. Y'all can run a node, and if you want to do onion packets, great, you can do them. That's your node. Do what you want with it. I'm not going to do it with my node, because I like my node just being there to facilitate payments. So I can easily pay Bitrefill or pay with Moon or whoever it is for the products and services I want. If there was a service that said, I will do onion packets on a paid basis, I'd be like, great, I will use that service. I will pay them using my Lightning node. But the moment you package those two things together, I think it's stupid if you can run them separately.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
That's my opinion. But, I'm just one node on the network. Do what you want. If you want to run onion things on your Umbrel, great. Go for it.
Yeah. Well, there's also like I2P as an alternative to Tor. I don't know much how it works.
I don't know much about it either. Is anyone in the audience familiar with I2P?
Any of our valued audience members?
It's another
or Nick.
It's another what?
Just kidding.
Overlay network. Oh, I don't know what overlay means. Overlay, okay. So Tor.
Yeah,
I guess I say onion routed.
It's supposedly very similar to Tor, but they use a different encryption scheme or something. I'm not.
Okay.
They- There is a valid
Garlic
audience member who
routing.
knows something about this.
Okay, that sounds pretty stinky.
A valued audience member pointed out that are VPNs better than Tor? Here's a controversial topic, or it could be controversial. Nick points out that they are faster and more efficient.
So inefficient, like for streaming videos.
So I'll tell you this:
What?
because Tor relays are free, I used them to spam the Damus relay the other day. Like I sent my spam over them, right? Because they're free and easy, and I get a new IP address by just clicking new circuit. I could have done the same thing with the VPS, but it's expensive. Each one costs like a certain number of sats. And I was like, I'm not going to do that if I've got a free
10 cents an hour.
10 cents an hour for. But do they give you a new IP address every time, or do they just give you their IP address every time?
Whoever runs the service,
Yeah,
it's all WireGuard, so I'm assuming they probably just have AWS nodes and Google nodes in different countries.
I assume that he has one VPS, and he lets you use that VPS's IP address.
So he has multiple IP addresses.
Cool. I will try it, or I want to.
What's that called?
LNDBPN.com.
LNVPN.com. Apparently, you can pay 10 sats per hour.
50 cents a day or 10 cents an hour.
And you
10
get it.
cents of sats per hour for a VPN connection, which apparently you can choose the country.
Super easy. You go to the website, so you already have the WireGuard client on your machine, right?
Right.
Client. You go to the website, you pay the sats, you download a config file, you open up WireGuard on your machine, you upload the config file.
This is why we need you up here, man. That's a lot of stuff. I can't repeat all that.
Yeah, I can't repeat it.
You can't unless you're missing out on some stuff while you're here. It's a really cool service. Apparently, I haven't used it yet.
Well,
but-
yeah, VPN, like a lot of the efficiencies of VPN and why it works well is because it's been kind of centralized to
Well,
a number
and
of
they're
small
paid.
companies, and you're trusting them. A lot of times, if you're using NordVPN or something like that, you're trusting them
Now anybody can become a VPN.
because they have access to.
What I'm trying to say is you can have your own VPN network at your house.
You can, yeah.
Your own VPN
You
network, and then
open
can use
VPN.
that to log into your node.
I do that. I have a
It's better than
personal VPN that I set up.
Yeah.
It is better for some purpose. It's not better for spamming because it only gets you one extra IP address.
Well, we're just talking strictly about nodes.
Yeah. Sorry. Spamming is, of course, the very thing we're trying to prevent. So,
Well,
how do we
Yeah, I
fix
mean-
spamming? Use an IP address, but it doesn't work well for spamming. Yeah, that's the point.
I mean, that works like for me accessing my node remotely, but if it's information on my node or information from my phone, a client trying to send in a private way over a network, like it's a whole different problem.
Library is a good place to spam from.
The library,
Any federal agency.
I mean,
but it's
yeah,
so easy to ban their IP address because that's the tool that William created yesterday.
VPN, and that is literally where your node could be. It could be the library, it could be the Starbucks.
See,
Everyone in the world
the thing was though, I know you can pay 10 cents for an hour on there, but he.
Security holes. You can go to it today and find out. Gold's Gym. Go to Gold's Gym. All those Ethernet ports are live.
I'm gonna run
So-
my own LND VPN. It'll be Starbucks.
At the height of the spam attack, William was banning my IP addresses, and it took him about 30 seconds each time. To add me to a ban list took about 30 seconds. So that would be, I would essentially.
We ran a VPN at every Starbucks using LND.
So,
You're
so I would
you're not a
essentially
valued
be
audience
paying-
member anymore. You need to.
I would essentially be paying
Hold up.
10 cents per 30 seconds instead of 10 cents per hour, which makes it a bad deal if you're trying to spam, which is the point.
Per packet, you can change it like a Satoshi.
An adored audience member pointed out that.
It's going up a worshipped, this is our god of the audience member.
Pointed out that
Just
that
kidding.
Gold's Gym has
He's
very
not.
weak network security, so it's a good place to come do sketchy shit such as spamming Nostr.
So tell them time travel story. That's where he hides
You want-
time travel.
I'm not going to tell people where I hide my time travel device in a locker at Gold's Gym, number 104. I'm not going to tell them that.
It's in Highland. That's where he hides his time travel.
You can't tell people it's in Highland. They'll go there and take it from locker 104. So.
Super. Are we allowed to talk about the course, or are we keeping it secret?
Keep it secret.
Cool. We're keeping it secret.
Talk about time
Talk about time travel?
instead. Oh my goodness, the time travel story.
Tweeting about time travel lately.
Really?
He's been hinting at something. I hope it's not a new movie.
Well, see, Bitcoin is time travel because
came-
you know, you put your time into Bitcoin and it doesn't devalue, so that time travels.
One of the times when I went to a conference or some, I forget what it was. I think I just went to my parents' house. When I came back, I took a Greyhound instead of an airplane, and the Greyhound dropped me off across the street from a Gold's Gym. So I went to the Gold's Gym and used their Wi-Fi to ask him to come pick me up, and he thought I had time traveled because he was like, "How did you get from the airport to Gold's Gym? You must have gone back in time," which, of course, that makes sense. That's the logic there.
It's car logic.
Did I drop you off?
Yeah, you dropped me off at the airport, and then I showed up at the Greyhound. So he was like,
then I
super has time travel.
You weren't at the airport. You're like, I'm at the Greyhound. No, I'm at the Gold's Gym in Highland. I'm like, why did you get
It's
there?
car logic, but it's not transportation.
But I didn't realize there was a Greyhound.
Because cars.
It's car logic.
Yeah.
It was good logic.
How would you invent time travel then?
What?
How would you invent time travel?
How would I invent time travel?
Serious question.
I have no. I'm not a cosmographist.
Think it out.
Physicist.
Austin, how would you invent time travel?
I'm not a cosmopolitan. I don't know. Yeah, drugs. Lots
So
of.
a valued audience member wonders how we would invent time travel, and I've got no good theories.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good question.
I think we'd need a Dyson sphere at least.
Wait.
The question is,
A question
if you
is,
could,
if we could,
where would you go?
where would if we could time travel, where would we go?
Yeah.
That's a place. Valued audience member said Antarctica.
I've always wanted to go to New York City, so.
Well, she didn't ask where would we time travel to. She just asked where we would go. If you had it wouldn't stop you from going
That's
places.
true.
Just-
I would fight Abe Lincoln.
I would
fight
I would
Abe
leave
Lincoln.
my time travel machine in the locker
Yeah.
at Gold's Gym, and I would
Be a
go to
good
New
fight.
York in a car.
You wanna talk about the LND bug?
We did.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we already talked about it.
It's pretty juicy.
It was a juicy bug.
Played out. Oh, okay. I feel like time travel's played out.
I think
but-
Barack should release a tool called Barake, where he shows how to do all of this, which has all these exploits built into it.
Or Ellen Splat.
I know LNsploit already has this, but they should. If Barack had released LNsploit, he could have called it Barake, and that would have been cool.
Ellen Splosion.
BitKit? Oh yeah, there's this stupid wallet that came out by John Carvalho. John, I love you, but your wallet is the worst thing in the world. Do you want to see why it's the stupidest thing that anyone ever invented ever? I'll show you.
I want to see.
I will, but it'll take me a minute to download it. So let's talk about something else first while we're doing
Okay.
that. BitKit.
I was.
The pyramids exist.
Do I believe that the pyramids
Which
exist?
one?
The ones in Egypt.
Well, you just answered your own question. Some pyramids definitely exist. Can't vouch for the ones in Egypt. I've never been there.
Yeah, I can't verify.
I can vouch for the ones in Mexico. So, those pyramids are real. Can you confirm, Car? Okay.
Have you all seen some Bitcoin Twitter people getting into flat Earth lately? Is that just me?
What?
Yeah. We can't go in that direction. You know?
BitTwits.
That's your feed. It's not mine.
What are they saying?
Like the ice wall.
Yeah, the ice wall.
All right, I've got
Flat Earth.
BitKit wallet. This is
This
this is
this
BitKit
is a flat
wallet.
Earth wallet. Apparently.
This is the worst wallet that I've ever seen, and I'll show you why. Because I'm going to load it up here. Terms of use. Do you accept these terms of use? Make sure you read and agree to them. It's like 90 pages. You probably can't see this. You're too far away. But you can scroll on this thing for 1 billion years and never get to the end of these terms of service, terms and conditions. So, yeah, it is the worst thing in the world, and I can't
That's
use
the-
this wallet because of that.
That's the reason.
That's the reason.
Wait a second.
Why does a non-custodial wallet...
So would you rather not have the term service right in front of you? All these other wallets that use
Yeah!
don't have those.
There is no reason to have a 90-page document that a user has to read and agree to for a non-custodial wallet. He doesn't even have my money. Yeah, just release it into the public domain and denounce any responsibility for what happens. And then you're good.
And claim it's beta software.
That's my opinion. Now, John, I love
Is it
you,
open
and you
source?
agree with me, and that's fine. Disagree with me, and that's
Is it
fine.
open source?
Yes.
Well-
As John pointed out to me, he said just compile it yourself if you don't want to agree to the terms and conditions.
Oh, that's what I was gonna tell you. Is like go fork.
That's
Go
what-
fork yourself.
That's what John said. At least you had a lot of the same letters. So, next topic. BitKit wallet. It's the worst kit wallet.
You know what's really good though from them? What was the one that we used? Austin? Keep?
Keet. Yeah, Keet was cool. I forgot
yeah.
about Keet. KEET.io.
Yeah, I like Heat.
It's like a Zoom client / chat client / you can also send very large files over it, and it's end-to-end encrypted. It uses
WebRTC. I don't know how they do the magic.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
I know it's very
Yeah.
similar to Jitsi, at least for the video chat portion.
I was on
But,
one Jitsi call, and it was bad.
Were there a lot of people in it?
There was only 5 of us.
Oh, that's unexpected. Your machine.
So
One of the differences between Jitsi and like Zoom is that when you're on Zoom, all of the video feeds go to Zoom servers, and they can compress them into one video feed, and you download and stream that. Whereas on Jitsi, because it's WebRTC, you download like if there's 5 people, you're downloading and processing all 5 video streams on your device,
Yeah.
which greatly increases the amount of resources it uses on your machine.
Well, even like all of us except for one of us had our cameras off as well, so you're only streaming audio at that point.
Yeah,
But it was just, I mean, that was the one time I used it, but it was like, okay, you're definitely taking a hit for using it.
Yeah.
But when me and Carr were using Keet, just for like a few minutes.
But
like,
you were also on the same network, so it was only going over your local Wi-Fi.
You can't prove that.
No, but I watched it happen, so okay. I'm satisfied.
Okay, are you watching my machine?
Huh?
You watching my machine?
Right now I am.
Yeah, I had a Super Smash Brothers Melee tournament up on my machine earlier.
So
I just left it while we were getting food.
Keat's neat. I like Keat.
Didn't have it watching PBS live on Twitch.
No, I didn't. You know,
He was
hard.
because he was watching PBS live right here.
you could have. I mean, my laptop was open. You could have just gone to the stream, gotten yourself an extra viewer.
What should we have next week, Carr?
Super Smash Brothers PBS Live,
Super Smash Brothers PBS Live.
where we just stream us playing each other on Super Smash Brothers talking crap.
We should just stream a series of games where I have 1 stock and you all have 4, and you just try and beat me again and again.
I would destroy you as Yoshi.
No.
Well, you're right. I would not. This guy was a competitive Super Smash Brothers player.
So we'll play each other on PBS. It'll be in the background.
I feel bad that no one
On
can.
PBS while we're playing the game.
This is
These
why we
thoughts
need a
need to
crowd
be on
mic.
microphone. Do you want to come up and tell people about the next episode of PBS? All right. Well, what was the biggest news story that we should talk about from the week?
The LND Bug, you already talked that, and
Did you talk about ABC last night?
Yeah, we did. I gave a summary, and it was fun. Actually, you were there too. What was your favorite part of ABC last night?
It was cool hearing Matt Hill talk about Embassy and kind of the philosophy behind it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Kind of just talking at a high level about, personal computing versus cloud computing versus self-hosting your software and what that means, and talking at a level to where non-technical people could understand it, I think. Like, that's cool. I think, what Start9 is doing is pretty important, but
I
I'm
agree.
also, just cautiously optimistic, I guess. Because the self-hosting thing, goes back to the same problem of incentives. It's a lot of a barrier of entry, even when you do have a great product like Embassy OS. And I feel
Have you
like
tried it?
people, yeah, and it's great. It's very easy. But I feel like people aren't gonna switch over to stuff like that until they get really seriously burned.
I have words that are these if you offer people the ability to be their own bank, I think most people will turn you down. And they would, in fact, pay money to not be their own bank. I think most people would be like, I don't want that. I would like to pay someone to be my bank rather than be my own. And for those people, there's Galloway. So there.
For those people, there's FediMint.
And then all of the other banking services
Or
that
Liquid.
come out on Bitcoin lately. Yeah.
But
So, what are your thoughts? Do you think that is what? Am I being fair?
yeah, I mean, I guess I go back to my last thought. Like, I think that a lot more people would shift over to the other side once they get seriously burned. If they get seriously burned and Bitcoin is ready and like the Bitcoin software is ready and it's loud enough, there's enough signal, then maybe those people can flee to a solution that they can actually learn and use versus have nothing to flee to. And so they're just going to get screwed by whatever's happening in like the banking financial system and inflation. So I don't know. But yeah, most people will not of their own accord like adopt these solutions or take the time.
I like being my own bank, and if given the option, I will do it myself because I like to. But I think people who want to do that are not. I don't think most people do.
Yeah.
So, all right, that is
What do you guys think of Mountain Dew Code Red?
Mountain Dew Code
I don't
Red.
think about Mountain Dew Code Red, but I do think a lot about Mountain Dew Baja Blast, and it's a good drink. Yeah, it's a great drink. It's a good beverage.
Do they offer that outside of Taco Bell now?
Only in the summertime.
Heard it here first.
Yep, Walmart. So speaking of Mountain Dew, also has a great flavor called Mountain Dew Voltage, which leads right into our sponsors, Voltage.
That was very clean. I love that.
Voltage can be not only your beverage solution, but your Lightning infrastructure solution, where you can be a pleb dev and you can launch a very cheap $4 a month node hosted in the cloud by Voltage, where they take care of all of the concerns, all of the DevOps concerns you would have, and you could just be a pleb and have a hosted Lightning node, and that's pretty cool. So check them out. They also invest in us and the developer scene. It is a real drink. It's another good one. So shouts out to Voltage.
I'm gonna delete this BitKit wallet. Bye, BitKit.
Signing off. You closing the stream?